navigating the challenges of divorce. Despite what you might think, even the best marriages can be fraught with trouble and end in divorce. You need to know that divorce is a complex process. It's emotionally charged, taxing, and riddled with legalities. This video offers you a short overview of what to expect. Why does the divorce process have to be so hard? Divorce isn't just about signing papers. It often involves life-changing financial, legal, and emotional challenges. The divorce court trial system, often seen as cold and mechanical, stands in stark contrast to the deeply personal and emotional decisions that spouses must face when facing divorce. Today we'll shed some light on what you can expect from the divorce process. But first, know this important rule. If emotional and legal conflict can be avoided, it should be. And one of the best ways to accomplish this is through choosing a mediated divorce. Why are more spouses choosing to mediate their divorce? Gone are the days of bitter, scorched earth tactics. In the last 15 years, there has been a major trend toward divorce mediation. This process is also known as alternative dispute resolution. Mediation leads you on a path toward collaboration and resolution rather than confrontation. Remember, whatever the marriage was like, the cost of treating your husband or wife as an adversary in a legal proceeding will be emotionally charged and often financially crippling for both sides. What is the primary role of the mediator? The mediator's primary objective is to assist and facilitate a mutually acceptable resolution to the parties' differences. The objective is settlement. The mediator does not represent the interests of either spouse. Instead, it is the official role of the mediator to function as an unbiased resource between the parties and, in most cases, will work with the advice and consent of the parties' counsel to obtain a mutual resolution of the divorce. In summary, the major benefits of mediating your divorce include: privacy of the parties is maintained. Everything in mediation is kept private and confidential between the parties, their lawyers, and the mediator. Mediation is less expensive than trial. Less lawyer time means less money spent for both parties. The mediation timetable is up to the parties. Parties are free to work out the time and pace of the mediation, rather than having to deal with court pressure to complete the trial. The goal in mediation is mutual resolution. Mediation is not binding unless both parties mutually agree that it is, and sign a settlement agreement, the terms of which are approved by both parties through their respective lawyers. We suggest you think twice before choosing to fight out your differences in court. Divorce courts can be fiercely adversarial, expensive, and heartbreaking for both the parties and their children. Will I need to know the divorce laws in my state? Absolutely. Each state has its unique approach, including no-fault divorces based on irreconcilable differences. You'll also find articles in gottrouble.org that offer valuable information on the different ways marriages can legally end, such as through separation, annulment, mediation, or trial. You will also find articles on prenuptial agreements and their enforceability. How is property divided in a divorce? It's a crucial question with varied answers depending on your state's laws. In community property states, all property deemed to be community property is divided equally between the parties. In separate property states, sometimes called equitable property states, courts generally follow community property principles, but are allowed to change the rules if the court determines the division is not sufficiently equitable. In essence, the difference boils down to understanding what is meant by community versus separate property. Community property. Community property is generally defined as all property that was acquired during the marriage. This type of property is also called marital property and is divided equally between the divorcing parties. Separate property. Separate property is generally defined as any property the spouses acquired before the marriage or after their marriage. Separate property belongs to the spouse who owned the property before marriage or acquired the property after the marriage. We will now move on to the topic of child custody. How do courts determine child custody? The overriding legal principle followed by courts when ruling on child custody and support issues are based on what will be in the child's best interests. In deciding this all-important issue, The courts will look to which of the parents has the most honest desire and ability to best care for the child's needs. In doing this, the court will also consider the strength and quality of the emotional bond between the child and each parent. The court will also consider factors such as which parent can best provide a safe and clean living space, healthy meals and regular meal times, a consistent schedule for different types of activities, consistent and regular emotional support, an engaged and high level of involvement in the child's extracurricular activities. Divorce is life-changing and destabilizing. It can impact us in many different ways, including emotionally, financially, legally, and logistically. In response, gottrouble.org offers a one-stop, holistic approach to divorce by offering valuable links to local services and resources such as divorce and family lawyers, mediation centers, moving and storage services, local and regional apartment search, mortgage lenders, online emotional counseling, and support groups. Finally, our wellness section offers you valuable links to helpful services such as yoga, meditation, self-development, and educational programs that will help you live your best life possible. If you thought this information was helpful, please like, share, and subscribe for more insightful content. For more information, visit gottrouble.org.